Hello everybody, it's Friday afternoon, it's the middle of September already, would you believe it? It feels like a new term, doesn't it? I know some of you on holiday, some of us have come back from holiday, and some of you have been battling through, well done. But I was thinking, maybe there's sort of three focuses for this term. First one is all about delivery, of course, because this is quite often the busiest term for us in terms of the demand, the need that there is for people. And I'm reminded of what John Curt talked about at our away day in July. Do you remember that grace and truth thing? Lovely story David told me. An ex-sleep safer. Do you remember Sleep Safe? Some of you will remember that. Winter emergency beds. He told David that he's 7 or 8 years on. He remembers one point where his feet really hurt. And a volunteer went down to the sea, got a bucket of water to bathe and soothe his feet. And he remembers that 7 or 8 years on. He's been housed. He's doing much better. And that grace moments, those grace moments that you doing and your volunteers are doing are extraordinary. And we need to just find ways of celebrating some of those. But it's also a grace and truth time. So yes, we want to make the most of our resources. I don't think we can keep affording to be buying the amount of food that we're buying. So how do we balance that? Maybe it's that at the third time somebody comes up to request food, are we saying, right, at this point we're going to sit down with you and really work out what is it that you need to help you make a step on and step away from needing to rely on food. There's lots in that, and I know some of you are already doing some of that, but it's that question of how can we make most effective use of the resources we've got? And maybe that's working with a few number of people and doing more with them. Anyway, this whole delivery time, isn't it? So that's one of our key things, I think, for me. The other one is about stories and connecting. So Nikki came in the office this morning, just really great to see her and talk about, he's got a couple of DROs, debt relief orders, just come through, another one possibly on the cards. I would really like to have a bell that we ring or something and a big piece of paper where if someone gets housed or if someone gets clean or off drink, or if someone gets free of debt, we put a little mark on that and we celebrate it, we let everybody know, because they're extraordinary things that you're doing. It will also help us to say, these are how many, across all our projects, this is how much tangible impact we're having. It doesn't negate the fact that we do amazing little victories in people's lives, but I wonder if somebody's got a name for my big piece of paper with sort of five key categories of big victories. That's not a great title. You can do better than that. So come back to me if you've got a name for that. But I'd really love to start collecting those in a really simple way, a voice note or something like that over the course of this autumn. But it's also about things like mission partnerships. We've had quite a few sessions now where we are talking to churches from particular areas around particular projects. We want to tie down those partnerships with our churches, and I think that's another big focus for us this autumn. These are just examples. There might be some other things that we might come back to in future weeks. So there's delivery, there's connecting and telling stories, and then there's us, because we need to be healthy. And I'm super aware that many of you are struggling with a bit of sickness at the moment. So please find those masks. Please find that the hand wash things that we used to have loads of. And just keep yourself as healthy as you can. I know it's tricky, but if you need to take a day off sick, take a day off sick. That's not a problem. So keeping healthy is one thing. Just all the great culture stuff that you're beginning to talk about with me. I love the people who have managed to fill in the staff questionnaire. If you haven't, please do have a look at it. 20 minutes probably you could do it in, and it is so helpful. But somebody gave an example of really great culture. They had a question they felt a bit silly asking about finance, and Sam, bless her, picked up the phone, said to them, let's talk now, I'll talk in any way you like. Got all those questions answered, and the person felt valued, and the person felt encouraged. So I love those little examples of culture, and we're going to keep working on those so that we can, somebody new comes into the organisation, we say, hey, this is who we are in FaithWorks. So please have a look at that questionnaire, and we'll work on some of those things. But we also want to have a bit of fun, so we're going to put a date in as soon as we can, start of December, to have our staff Christmas party. And if bright ideas so a couple of years ago, I think we had a bit of a dancing lesson. I wonder, what will it be this year? Juggling lesson? I don't know. But any ideas, answers on a postcard to that. I was talking about this at one of the prayer meetings we had this week, and Ruth said there's a phrase in a version of the Bible called the Message in Romans, which talks little phrase says, "What's next, Papa?" Because actually, if he's Father God, we can call him Papa. It's amazing, isn't it? What's next, Papa? And that idea of we're not doing this on our own. So you're not doing it on your own. You've got colleagues around you. You've got cheering trustees and other volunteers, and you've got God on your side as well. Thanks for all you're doing. Here's to a really great term. Be encouraged.